It's nice having someone here to greet me. Sometimes, we come in, the room's empty for a little bit. Sometimes it stays empty. You never know. Never know how a live stream's going to go. How are you, Jace? I'm going to bring out my desktop in just a minute. It's easier for me to read comments. So bear with me just for a second. And our friend Reaper's here. Hashtag Reaper support. Doesn't even need a hashtag because I always know it. For well over a year, no one's had my back better.
Go, go, go. Ready for play now.
Sorry, guys. I was bringing up my live stream on my desktop. Yeah, no one's had my back more often or better than Burpee Reaper. So Reaper support is an apt title for that hashtag. Jay says, I'm with my mother. We will watch together. She's very interested in the chat and love. We share. Awesome. Well, I hope we, all of us, can make this chat worthwhile for your mom. William Hart is here. William says, say Jace, say Reaper, and hey chat. Hey Yogi. William, how are you, my friend? Squirrel Sniper is here. Squirrel Sniper says, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Squirrel Sniper, how was the carving? For those who don't know, I don't think I'm on vertical stream any longer. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm not sure how we accidentally did that. Just give me a second, guys. I apologize. I don't know how to get this off of... I got slow mode on, so let's see how this works. Just 5 second delay. I apologize. Somehow I messed up usually it's a vertical stream, which I like better, but this time it's not. I'll have to figure out why. Obviously because I pressed something that I shouldn't. Our friend Squirrel Sniper says, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. How did the carving go? For those who don't know, Squirrel Sniper did an 18-foot tree carving today with a chainsaw, no less. And William says, well, it happened again. I got tired of asking him for his opinion to have him refuse to answer and return the question to be my responsibility. So I got frustrated and called him on it, saying how pointless it is for me asking if he is going to answer and return it to me every time and answer, and rather than try to fix it, it is my fault. So I have to grovel for forgiveness. You don't have to. You can just forgive the situation yourself. Nothing needs to be done. No one even has to know that you're doing the work. Forgiveness is a private affair. It's not between you and your father. It's between you and you. It's between you and the illusion that something has actually occurred. William says, I'm sorry, Jace. Eric, my mom is called Joe. She's 72 this year, but is very useful. Please say hi. Joe, how are you? It is nice for you to join the live stream with us. You have raised a wonderful and loving son. I enjoy watching his live streams as often as I can. I try every morning. Sometimes I miss it by just a few minutes. But even if I can get there for those last 30 seconds, the last minute, when he just imparts a beautiful, beautiful message, to all who are watching. And it's an amazing thing to share with him. You have done a wonderful job, my friend. Echo Point says, hey, Louis, Jace, William, and Squirrel Sniper. And let's all say hi to Joe, Jace's mom. And Mocha is here. So if the 5-second delay is cumbersome, let me know and I'll see if I can fix it. I'm accidentally pressing all kinds of buttons, and by doing so, I figured out how I can do a delay. But I don't think I can do it when I'm not in vertical stream, or when I am in vertical stream. Jacob dropped some links, very much appreciate it. William said mods have no restrictions. Milka's saying hi to everyone. We got a lot of highs. We got an ever optimistic Burpee Reaper with his hand out for a high five. For those who don't know, I have been trying to get a personal high five from Mocha for almost 23 years. And I revealed that. I revealed that to the live stream. And now everyone is attempting to get their own personal high five. But as Mocha made it clear, it's just not going to happen. But Burpee Reaper and Eric LaPointe are ever hopeful. Today might be the day. And you never know. Burpee Reaper says, Yogi, salute. Salute to you, my friend. Always. So yeah, let me know with the whole vertical, not the vertical stream. I'm all over the place. I'm not vertical streaming, but I have slow mode on. Somehow I accidentally turned off vertical stream and I turned on slow mode. Reaper says one day. It's good to be optimistic, you know? William says his actions speak to the effect he holds blame for me. For it, how is it not my fault to fix it? And also, damn, this question is magically somewhat freeing. Why would it be your fault? Why is it anyone's fault? Your father is how he is, and it's not your fault. You're not forgiving your father for what he did. You are forgiving yourself for seeing the illusion that there is a separation between you and your father. Remember, we talked a bit about Jesus on the cross and how he looked down and he forgave, and he didn't forgive with restrictions. He didn't say, forgive them, Father, they were really mean to me, but punish them for a little bit and then forgive them. He said, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. Your father is simply acting however he is able to through his own filters. He's seeing the world as he sees through his filters, and he can't help that because he doesn't know any better. You are beginning to know better. You are beginning to be free. You're beginning to learn how to forgive, that not everyone has the capability right now, or even the knowledge that they can see without those filters, that they can forgive, that they can offer love, that they can extend love. So with that knowledge comes a whole lot of responsibility. That means you are in a position to set yourself free by forgiving the entire situation. You're not forgiving your father. You're not forgiving yourself. You're forgiving the situation, which is already over. And the situation itself was just a thought in your mind. You're forgiving that thought. Let's see, where are we? Man, Jacob came right in doing what Jacob does, helping people. Rose says, hello, Joe. Jason's mom, your son was inspiration for this bummed to start working back on his own physical fitness and enjoying moving again. Jace is incredibly kind. Has guided his guided workouts. I agree with William. So you know what? This 5 second delay isn't helping. I'm still falling behind. How is that happening? William says provides good explanation and structured definition of the workout to be observed, which I always had trouble being able to view. It's a huge confidence booster being able to watch. And you can start at the very beginning with him. Go back, Jace, what did he say? 6 weeks? And you can just follow along the whole workout if you wanted to. Reaper says, sorry, Williams, I have no idea what you're going through. Our friend Optimob is here, says, hi everyone. This was the reason why I was so distracted in your last stream, Eric. And he drops a link. Anytime Timo drops a link, you know it's going to be something big. You know it's going to be something beautiful. And it's Bax, which is Bax on a hill in Switzerland. Does it get any better than that? So, hey, you guys like dogs? You guys like Switzerland? You guys like Timo? Click on the link. Spend some time with Bax. Reaper says, I hope everything is well. Sorry, my cat is here meowing at me. Jace waves at Timo. Optimov said I had much fun with Bax. Let's see. And Flower is here. I hope Flower doesn't threaten me again. Flower threatened me with cheese earlier today. All right, let me catch up again. William says, thank you, Burpee Reaper. I'm struggling with exactly what Yogi is saying. This is perfectly in line. Reaper says, I never knew my dad, so I can't relate. I'm sorry to hear that, Reaper. He passed when I was 2. Hey, one thing I can say for certain, Reaper, is your dad would be very proud of you. Be very proud of the man that you are. William says, thank you, Brian and Jacob. Good job on the burpee shorts, Jacob. You make those alterations very simple. It looks like you are mastering them. Jacob drops a link for a new friend. I'm on it. Hey, Jacob, way to find new people. Way to introduce us to new people. Let's see. Eric Point says, no, William said it was already mods. Don't count. I don't really have his mods. This is true. Mainly, you know, almost everyone's a mod so they can help each other out. We're getting, you know, new, diverse people, not just in the burpee community, but across the whole spectrum. And it's nice that everyone's able to, you know, click on each other's links. And Timo says, Burpee Reaper, I'm so sorry to hear with your father. Jace is waving at Flower. Roy says, I run along for almost 2 years with almost 2 sets this morning with Jace. Awesome. Jace is the way to start. Jace will take you all the way. I mean, one, you know, look at the workouts, look at his fitness, look at his physique, and look at how kind he is. Squirrel Snapper says, greetings to Hello Flower. Cups says, are you Doug Shoe? I seldom ever wear actual shoes. So I could be Doug Barefoot. I could be Doug Vibram Five Finger, more likely. Doug Minimalistic Shoe. Flower says hi to Miss Mocha with all the A's. Just one C though, but all the A's. And we are up to 5 stars. Mocha has earned 5 stars. Jay says, Louis, sir, you are a mighty fine gentleman. He certainly is. Mocha said, hello, little ray of sunshine, flower, using all the R's. William says, I'm sorry to hear that as well, Reaper. I wouldn't wish that to anyone. I agree with Yogi and think he would as well. William says, thank you, Jace. I like the idea of slow reps or extended duration of motion. With good form, I feel improvements may be steadier than to hammer through sloppily. You've just described much of my life, William. Hammering through sloppily. Brian is here. Brian Lane, have a blessed day, everyone. You too as well, Brian. How are you? Brian, you've been putting in some really good, well, you always put in good work, but your last few videos where you're talking about you and your channel, awesome. So the 5-second rule doesn't apply to mods. Okay, only Mocha. We see, we see what you're doing. Mocha says favoritism. I could make Mocha a mod. Mocha was my first choice of mod, but Mocha, she's tough. She doesn't put up with any nonsense from anyone. I would be timed out for bad grammar in less than 5 seconds if Mocha was a mod. Eric Lapointe is not doing me any favors. You pointing out up top favoritism. You guys don't think if I had a favorite? Everyone knows, honestly. Everyone knows that flower is my favorite. Jay says, Brian, you're a special guy. Much love and respect. Yeah, Brian is. Brian has been through the fire and he has come out a better man. I did not know the 5-second thing didn't apply to mods. All right, so we may as well get rid of it. I was wondering, why isn't this slowing anyone down? If I am capable of getting rid of it, I don't know if I can. It's gone. We're on equal footing here, guys. Now, if I can only figure out how to get rid of the live stream, or not the live stream, get rid of the non-vertical streaming. I've gotten used to that. All the words are like right in front of me now. Reaper says, appreciate that. Jace, as are you. So I got a chance to see Reaper in action a little bit today. I got a chance to see Jacob. I got a chance to see Leo. Hung out with Jace right at the end of his workout. Jacob says, go subscribe to him, everyone. So here's what I know about Jacob. He finds quality people. So if Jacob has a suggestion, that's good enough for me. If Jacob recommends them, that's good enough for me. Eric Lapointe wants to know if Jace is going live tomorrow. Oh, let's see. William Hart says, oh, Yogi, Sorry to put you on the spot. Did you follow up with Mocha? Not putting me on the spot at all. I have not followed up with Mocha, but let's do so now. Hey, Mocha. The bulk lentils and rice that you have gotten for me. And that tells you guys everything. The true gift of love. When you give someone the gift of rice and lentils, what more could you ask for from anyone? Oh, where did you order? Where did you order those lentils in bulk? The lentils and rice, as our friend William would like to know. Jay says, Brian, you're a special guy. Much love and respect. I think I read that. That's okay. You can't say that enough. Brian is a special guy. Jacob drops the link for our friend MF Dreadson. Let's get him to 100 likes. Yeah, I think he was at 95 the last I checked, and he definitely deserves to be at 100. Jason's going to be live in 10 and a half hours. William says, being able to eat well for a long time is truly a valuable gift to anyone. Man, that was well said, William. Very well said, and absolutely true. We get the link drop for another outstanding burpee warrior. So I'm subscribing as well as hitting the get all the notifications so I can see when they put something out there. And that way I'm able to connect. Our friend William Downey is here. Hi, Yogi. How are you today? And for that matter, how is everyone today? William, I'm good. How about you? How's everything in Arizona? Jacob drops the link for Burpee Reaper. Optimus says sub to Ellis. Thank you very much. William Hart says, welcome Downey. Doing better myself. Now, how are you? Man, it's 113 degrees in Arizona right now. If you're not in Arizona, or maybe Texas, it's doubtful that it's 113 degrees anywhere else. Maybe Southern California, like way Southern California. However, William is doing great. Eric Lapointe says, hey to Bill. Jacob drops a link for Eric Lapointe. Nice. Death Valley, California is always highest temperature place, I believe. That's probably true. Probably true. Oh, wow. I'm looking at images of carvings that our friend Scroll Sniper did in a 18-foot tree, and they're absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. 2 owls in a tree. I see the before, well, let's see the before, and then in the middle, and then after. Amazed at the talent people bring. All right, guys, let me catch back up with the chat. William says I have no evidence, but the name seems accurate. Man, think of this just happened last week, I believe. Badwater. Badwater, 135-mile race across Death Valley. It goes from the lowest point all the way to Mount Whitney, which is the highest point. So you're going from one extreme to another, 135 miles across the desert, not just the desert, but Death Valley. I'm actually Facebook friends with a couple of people who have won it. Not just run it, but won the whole thing. Let's see. Soda says, what's your phone number? 8675309. But if Jenny answers, just say hi. I think probably William Downey will catch that. Eric the Point might catch that. Mocha, of course, will catch it. So it says I have a Rick roll her. That was good. William Hart, I caught it. Awesome. Soda came right back out with a good one though. And yeah, there's people who've not only have done the Badwater event, but they go from the lowest point in Death Valley all the way to Mount Whitney. They turn around and they repeat it as an unofficial act. How crazy is that? William says, a little before my time, but I heard it plenty growing up. It is actually right in line with my time. Optimob says, I have to say goodnight. It is 11:41 p.m. I will listen on the phone. I appreciate that, my friend. Have a good night's sleep. Tell Sabina said hi, and give Bax a big hug for me. Everyone says good night, Optimob. Take care. Let's see. Squirrel Sniper says, Eric, I sent you some photos today on Facebook Messenger. Yep, I just mentioned them like 5 minutes ago on the live stream. I was telling everyone absolutely how awesome they are. Do you have them up on your community page? Or maybe a video? Man, I definitely think everyone would appreciate those. Optimov says, I give always a big hug to Bax from you, Eric. I appreciate that. William says, that is where. Cool. I was wondering where he saw them, Squirrel. Warm Downey says, good one, Yogi. 8675309. Now, for the true musical knowledge test, who sang it? Eric Point says, so it's not on YouTube, Squirrel Sniper? I didn't see it. It isn't. No, but he will do, he says. I was too busy for taking videos today. I'll make a post now. Awesome. Guys, you're going to be impressed. Eric Point says, I haven't seen Squirrel Sniper in my feed. And I see he has a bunch of vids. Yeah, he does. Some pretty cool ones too. William Hart says, the point, how much does tree trimming start at? Eric LaPointe, Jenny Zummer is on the wall. He got it too. Stephen Price, wonderful shine on that head. Haven't seen it in a while. Keep it up, man. I appreciate that. It has been a little bit since you've come in. Each day before I go live, I shine my head and I think, man, is Stephen Price going to be here? And then he doesn't show up. And I got this shiny head absolutely for nothing. The point says $15 an hour. Wow. Tommy Two-Tone, William down. I knew William would get it. William says, are you allowed to count time towards being an arborist? Interesting question. If I could, I would figure out how to sorry guys, I'm messing up everything right now. It'll teach me for pressing buttons that I shouldn't be pressing. There we go. I still can't get it off of the non-vertical streaming. William says, I didn't realize we were waiting for the artist name drop. I just left it. Yep, I was saying, so that's the trivia question for the night. Who sang it? William says, I knew it was T something. Score Sniper just posted, so guys, make sure you check it out. I'm taking my little herbal. So they are on the community page. Our friend Squirrel Sniper is an amazingly talented person. William says, those look incredible. Very well done, Squirrel. Raya Shah. Raya, you helped me pronounce your name last time, so I hope I'm still doing it correctly. I'm probably not. Says, you are a yogi? I'm a yogi practitioner. Nothing special, just a yogi. Not a yoga master, not a yogic adept, just a plain old yogi. Jacob drops the link for Squirrel Sniper. Thank you, Jacob. William Hart says, yogi specializing in primordial sound meditation. That is true. I am a certified primordial sound meditation teacher, as well as a certified breathwork coach. I also have a certification for pranayama, but I generally don't teach pranayama. I teach breath work. Officially, pranayama, most of pranayama, has a bandha, which is the energy lock applied, and that's pretty, to me, pretty complicated to teach. Um, and I think you get so much benefit just from the breath work alone. Not that the bandhas aren't a wonderful addition, not that they aren't invaluable, um, but I think everyone needs to start somewhere. Squirrel Sniper says, thanks, William. I'll be finishing them up off tomorrow, and a few other things to carve, like an axe and a log. Cool. Jacob says, hit the like button for our brother, Mr. Yogi. Thank you for that, Jacob. Jay says, Joe said, lovely group of intelligent people. She has gone to bed now. When you see her in the morning, let her know that I said thank you and that I really appreciate her joining the live stream and hanging out and spending some time with us. William says, if you're interested, we start each morning with a reading or some kind of insight or one of Yogi's posts for the morning before sunrise most days. Thank you for that, William. Yeah, we've been doing the Tao Te Ching for the past 55 days now. We got 26, 25 as of tomorrow, more verses to go. And then we'll move on. Probably do Deepak Chopra's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success for a week. And then if there's something else you guys want to explore, just let me know. Medic is here. Medic says, someone told me due to in-depth topics, you are a mass debater. I am one of the best. Been practicing since I was an early teen. Eric Point says, nope, it's a farm. You're judged on toughness and the inability to quit when it gets tough. And then you're judged on preferences after. But it's baby steps in the farm world. Man, especially with those 10-hour days, 6 days a week that you guys put in. This says, Robin, it's a numbers game. Math's debating. Boomhart says, I wish to second that sentiment to Joe. Thank you, William. Medic says, my bad, Jace. William says, and he took the dog as hostage again. Let's see. Eric Point says not preference, but performance. Understandable. Medic says that is why my eyesight is poor. That's why he wears 2 pairs of glasses, not just one. Eric Point says, UK Medic, got him. Medic says the deer came back today, but I couldn't grab my camera quick enough. I have been having trouble on the morning with poor lighting from my camera because the sun's coming up later now. And then if I wait later to go out, there's more people. So you lose some of the animals that way too. William says that sounds brutal, but can't beat keeping busy and well paid is nice. That's true. Jay says, apologies, Brother Yogi. It's late. That's okay. That is more than okay. We joke about everything here. William says, when you're hungry, any work will do. Are you aware of when they start hiring? That would definitely be something. I would love to figure out how to get off of this stream. Not stream, the non-vertical. Every time I look, I just see these words in front of me. Medic says, I think I would take a still from the previous video with the bluebells and enter in a photo competition. Nice. That seems like something Mocha would do. She's very she's along the lines of Medic and our friend Optimob, where they love to edit, putting those finishes touches on something, getting it just the way they want it. Something I very much admire and appreciate, and something I have no patience to do myself, which is obvious by my work compared to theirs. And that's not a comparison of, I wish I was more like that or whatever. It's just a comparison of different styles. Eric Point says they hire guys in November for tree season. Something you're considering, William? Connecticut? As Eric LaPointe pointed out, it's a beautiful state. A lot of people think of it as suburbs. And as he pointed out as well, it is, but not exclusively. As I mentioned before, hey, if your state has a moose population, then you got some wilderness there. Moose are not your typical suburban animal. Medic says he's free in November. He's going to be there for some hiring for the tree farm. Sorry, guys. Medic says, I have some moose here, but most of them wear dresses. I'm not even going to approach that one. That would only, dig the hole for me even deeper. Jay says, November is my birthday. I can make it too. Nice. Jay says, we call ugly women mooses here. Luces. William says, if the option presents itself, I am not shy to any region. I just want a home for myself. Jay says, mooses. Medic says, hey, where I live, men are men, and so are the women. William says, would a collection be meese? Mooses, moosai. Let's see, our friend T is here. Welcome, T. How are you doing? Well, the point says just moose. So it's not mooses, huh? I would have thought it was mooses. William says, hey, hello, Bumblebee. Someone was looking for you today. Dottie. Yep, Dottie was looking for you. Just checking in. She wanted to know how you were doing. Medic says, in my particular county, the men are men and the sheep run scared. Ah, the poor sheep. T says, hi, Yogi, Jace, Jace H, and Eric LP. Jacob says, Sister T. Eric Point says, glad you made it for my live tea. How are you doing, T? Jay says, Medic said the best place to catch a sheep was on the edge of a cliff, as they always push back. All right. Let's talk for about 15 minutes or so more. Medic says, true, Jace, but you have to wear oversized wellies. T says, Yogi, okay. Dottie, I've had some hard days with bereavement-related stuff, mobility a bit better, but little energy today. Your point says, AKA Boots. Yep, there was a Australian sheep farmer who entered it was a 100-mile ultra race. I think it was in the 70s, maybe the early 80s, who never ran a race before. And he decided to do this 100-mile race because it wasn't too far from his house. He showed up wearing the wellies, the Wellington boots, his overalls, and started running with everyone. He had signed up and started running. Never competed as a runner, anything. He ended up shattering the record, winning the race. When he was interviewed, they said, well, how did you do this? Someone who's never really run. They said, well, I run all day, every day, chasing after my sheep. Need to find, I'll look for the article and I'll give you his name. Really, really amazing. You can look him up on YouTube. I think if you looked up sheep herder, sheep farmer wins race, there's a couple of videos. There it is. Sheep farmer wins ultra marathon. Cliff Young. So here's my thought.
In Puerto Rico,
sorry guys,
we call ourselves Boricua.
There we go. I'm going to drop the link. So here's my thoughts. If a sheep farmer can win an ultra, I see absolutely no reason why Christmas tree farmer can't win an ultra. As a matter of fact, personally, if I was a Christmas tree farmer, I would take it as a personal challenge that if a sheep farmer can do it, I can do it. Not only can I do it faster. Jacob says, talk to you all soon. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for dropping all those links and sharing the new people with us. Jay says, Robin, it's definitely a Welsh joke. Says Eric P. Cheers, I popped in before. My afternoon nap. I didn't hear you talking though. Eric LaPointe says I didn't talk much today. Just tried something out. Medic says, Jason, did you hear about the IRA bomber who was told to blow up a car? He was rushed to the hospital because he burned lips on his exhaust pipe. Jacob says, it was an honor to be part of your live stream once again, brother Mr. Yogi. Many blessings and big salute to you. Big salute to you, my friend, as well. Jay says his dog gave amazing commands. Woof woof was the commands. Jacob says, great live this morning to Eric LaPointe. Jay says, trees don't run, Eric. It's a good point. I would say you could run from tree to tree, but they're actually pretty close together. However, I'm sticking with my point. If a sheep farmer can do it, a Connecticut Christmas tree farmer can do it. Eric Point says, it's a great story, Yogi. I know a sheep farmer, and I do hear that they're awesome. Don't forget, Yogi, I'm a sheep farmer also. So there you go. I think the ultra world has just gained a new entrance. And I was talking about Badwater, 135 miles across Death Valley. Made to order. Or you could try what's largely considered to be the hardest. Barkley Marathon. There's you can Google that, or you can look that up on YouTube. It is very few people have ever finished it. Got a couple of friends who've tried. It's in Tennessee. Medic says we're going to hold a vegetable Olympics. The runner beans is shorter win. That's probably true. Lobo's here, back again. Hey Yogi, saw you were live. Can't stay long. The device is low on juice. Giving you a thumbs, and Medic, you are a hoot. The point, you're a hardworking man, and this chat is awesome. 10-4. See you all later. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you just popping in and saying hi like that. Those small gestures mean a lot. Medic says hi to Mobile. The last I checked, our friend UK Medic was heading towards 6K. 5.65, it will not be long. He recently put up another awesome otter video. So I've been told several people that when you're doing your shorts, they should be 15 seconds or even less. But you know what? How can you do 15 seconds of otters and do them justice? I got one of a fox, and I decided to run it for the whole minute and not break it up because it was running a little circle around me. There's just no way. 15 seconds is good for a lot of things. Some things are meant for either the full minute or a separate video on their own. And just watching otters, definitely. As long as they want to be filmed, that's how long the video should be. Jay says, Mr. Yogi, puzzle time. What goes up a chimney but will not go down a chimney? What goes up a chimney but will not go down a chimney? Smoke? Smoke's the obvious answer, which means it's probably completely wrong. I guess technically smoke could go down a chimney. Let's see. Eric Point says, well, UK Medic, and he did 450,000 views. Absolutely awesome. And well-deserved views as well. Lobo says, see you all downstream. Thank you, my friend. Once again, I really appreciate you being here. Jay says, read it correctly. What goes up a chimney, but will not go down a chimney up. Will not go down a chimney up. Sorry, I missed that part. I have no idea. I am stumped. How about anyone else? Why do I think that that's something Eric Lapointe would get? What do you think, Eric? What do you think, T and Medic? What goes up a chimney? What goes up a chimney down, but will not go down a chimney up? Eric Point says I actually lost some T. I lost a few too. They come and go. I think YouTube might be cleaning house a bit as far as like bots and stuff like that. I saw our friend Burpee Reaper. He'd gotten up to 975, and he had dropped down to 960 something, but he's back up to 970 now. If you're shooting to monetize, you only need to hit it once. And then if it drops down, it drops down. Eric Point says a feather. Not a feather. T says, Jay Smoke suit. So I'll read it again. What goes up a chimney down, but will not go down a chimney up? Don't got it. T says, she says fire. Next point says a chimney. Reaper says, what's a forklift? An umbrella. What goes up a chimney, down? Now I get it. Good one. Even when you gave the answer, I had to think about it for a second. I had to visualize. Our friend Kathy is here. C. Peyton. Kathy, how are you? I checked out your video yesterday or the day before with a warning not to visit that channel. I'm sorry you must have had a bad experience with them, my friend. Reaper says, what's a forklift? What's a forklift? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Whatever you're eating, I guess. T says, Jay, sorry, but what's it got to do with the chimney? It doesn't have to do with the chimney, but you can put it, it can't go up a chimney when it's up. It goes up a chimney when it's down, so when it's, folded, but will not go down a chimney when it's up because it's out. And Jay says, to T, and umbrellas is used to clean a chimney. Reaper says, usually food. I think most especially food for our friend Burpee Reaper. It's coming up on eating season for Reaper. And believe it or not, Burpee Reaper has an eating season. He retires from the burpee game. I don't know, does everyone know that? That Burpee Reaper actually retires from the burpee game for usually September, October, November, December. So 4 months. And then he makes his comeback. And when he makes his comeback, shows everyone, hey, this is what it looked like. I think he said he gained 30 pounds last year. And then it doesn't take long. But he invites everyone, hey, start with me now. You will be in the same position. Rick Point says, forklifts pick up pallets. Reaper says, are pallets the point? Jason said, food, that's what I said. Reaper says, oh my God, yes. If they don't, they do now. 4 to 5 months. So can you imagine Reaper without the abs, without being absolutely shredded? And this year it was even worse because he was still injured. So he wasn't doing the full burpee. He had to step back. Let's see. T says, Burpee Reaper, when you take a break? What date? What day is the first day of the Raiders' first game? That's my best. The first Sunday of the NFL season when the Raiders are playing. T says, don't really know. It just happens. I literally think my body would fall apart. It would disintegrate. Reaper says, I like my YouTube channel to be about that. Get fit for summer. And damn it, I do it. You definitely do. Hey, you should also do your burpee channel getting out of shape the whole year. Detail the eating, detail the fun, detail the all the stuff that you're doing. So then people, they see, hey, you're not like this 24/7, 365. Eric LaPointe. I think this is Eric LaPointe's plan all along. When we get out of shape, that's when we work out together on live. So maybe I can keep up. Reaper says, I want to tell and chill those that think they can't do burpees. Reaper's laughing at the point. Reaper says, I don't work out at the point, I just work. Eric Point, or Jason says, great idea, transition. Reaper says, when you see my first video, I'm literally it started. He is not Mr. 5 Pump. Starts off with, it's like he's relearning burpees all over again. Starts off with the 1 pumps, works his way up. Doesn't go to Navy SEALs. I don't think you go to Navy SEALs until after you've gone to 5 pumps, right? William Hart says, to anyone living on their own. What's up, William? And as I mentioned, this year was even worse because of his injury. William says, do you ever feel like you are okay with yourself? It's a great question, William. And the answer is yes. Maybe even more so. And remember, this is coming after being divorced. And I had to reacquaint myself with myself. Before I got married, before I met Milka, um, I had a really long relationship with someone. It ended well. We broke up. It ended well. Man, I was a mess. That was in my drinking days. Well deserved breakup on her part. She was kind, she was patient, she was loving. She waited, and she saw nothing from me. We started off together, both of us believing that we were artists. She's a wonderful artist still. Um, and she kept proceeding with her art, and I kept messing up. So then after that, I had quit drinking. Instead of trying to make amends, what I did was try to work on myself. I went very deep. I got deeper in my meditation, my yoga practice, and I was convinced I was going to stay alone. And I met Milka. Everything changed. But probably part of me wasn't quite committed. I had one foot in and one foot on the meditation mat, one foot on the yoga mat, one foot dreaming about other stuff. But afterwards, after the divorce and then caregiving for my parents, I started seeing the blend of the two. I can be myself and I can be in a relationship. It takes a while to be okay with yourself. First, you got to know who you are, and most people don't. Reaper says, I don't do Navy SEALs till I get to 5 pumps. That's what I thought. I was remembering correctly. Reaper says, correct, Eric. Jace says, William, you're never alone, brother. Close your eyes and you will see us. Beautifully said, Jace. Eric Point says, not always William, but sometimes. Very honest answer, Eric Lapointe. William says, I do not play the victim anymore. I'm just tired of feeling like I do not have a worth in myself. And like I have to keep taking on pieces that aren't me to try to have something intangible. T says, William, I accept myself more since discovering I'm autistic. And I've achieved a lot. I'm not a failure. Everyone said I was. Nice, T. William, I really think a lot of those questions are answered through meditation or answered through prayer or self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is the art of asking, who am I? And never settling on an answer. So you would ask, who is tired? Who is the I that feels that they're not worth anything? And you just keep asking. And what you come eventually down to is absolute silence. And you realize that you're not any of these things that you've been thinking that you are your entire life. They're just labels. They're just concepts. They're ideas in your head. And you begin to let them go. And then you're comfortable with yourself because now you know who you are. You're not any of the things you've ever thought you were. And if you're not any of the things you ever thought you were, you're most certainly not all the things that everyone else has said you are. Eric Point says, that's normal, William. That is how you find yourself. That's how we find ourselves. What I love about questions like that, William, and what Eric Lapointe and T, Jason Reaper all point out, that gives them all an opportunity. Everyone's, honest with who they are, what they've been through. William Hart says, I'm happy to hear that, T. It saddens me that anyone let you believe you are a failure in any capacity. And what can I love? Why can't I love myself this way? It's the ego trying to love the ego, and it's the ego convincing itself that it can't be loved. When you see past the illusion of the ego, that it's not you, then you realize that all of that all along has only been held in love, and it can't be any other way, ever. But you got to start looking at the ego. You got to start exploring it. You don't hate the ego. You don't try to disown the ego. You don't even try to push the ego away. You just see through the ego. Our friend Duncan is here. Duncan says, hey all. You guys see Duncan's video today? Eric Point says, salute to Duncan. Jay says, Duncan, good evening, buddy. William says, welcome, Duncan. Glad to see you around. What's new, Duncan? So after this live stream ends, which might be in, I don't know, 10 more minutes, I'm going to go live again. But only briefly, because I want to see if I can get out of the, get past this and back into vertical streaming. So if you see me pop up live, don't worry about it. It's just a test of the emergency Yogi broadcast system. William says, is there a perpetual feeling of loss? There certainly is. If that's what you're experiencing, it's not something to be denied. But what is it that's being lost? You as absolute love, nothing can be lost. To the ego, it's based in fear. Everything can be lost. The ego is afraid of losing itself. The other point says, no, I haven't. My feet has been failing me. Or maybe it's just me. It's probably me. Guys, yeah, sorry. This close to no longer being a vegan. I was talking. I had my mouth open. I need to get a sip of water. And a fruit fly flew in on camera, caught here. You almost saw 15 plus years of being a vegan come to a close. I managed to cough, gag a little bit, and the fruit fly flew out. Unharmed, I might add you. That is vegan power. When you can almost swallow a fruit fly and let it escape without harming it. I have reached the pinnacle of vegan success. And you guys have all seen it. Eric Point says, did you take your pill, Yogi? I did. I actually took it a little earlier. He says, oh my God, Yogi, did you see it? You might have missed it when it flew out on my hand and then took off. So I'm going to tell this story to Mocha tomorrow because she thinks I'm always bragging about my my vegan power. If you ever seen Scott Pilgrim Saves the Universe, and they talk about the levels of vegan power level 5 is the highest, and I'm always joking that because of being a yogi as well as a vegan, that it's off the chart. And she's going to be like, that didn't happen. I'm going to be like, it happened. Not only did it happened on live stream. T says, William, thanks, but it may be sad, but it is what it is. And can't try to move forward now. I'm aware. And I can try to move forward now that I'm aware. So true, T. When you're aware, everything changes. T says, William H, I don't love myself now. Like myself. William says, even 1% is better. Makes a profound improvement when you start at 0. This is true. William Hart says, love Scott program. Yeah, and obviously that's my favorite part. William, a committed meditation practice twice a day. Jay says, would you have swallowed a spider to catch the fly? Man, that would really diminish my vegan power. If I had to swallow a spider to catch the fly, then I'm doubly lost in my vegan downfall. Eric Point says that fly has a story to tell. They're friends. Yeah, that fly right now is saying, and that guy almost swallowed it. And he said he was a vegan. Warren says, nice one, Jace. Duncan says, salute to everyone. Salute to you, my friend. Legendary Duncan Walsh. Man, him and Tony Hand, as I mentioned before, still in the game, probably the two most explosive people in the burpee business, in the burpee game. T says, William, sometimes I struggle to like myself, but to accept that I'm in a bad situation, and some things are beyond my control. Reaper says, don't we eat like 10 spiders a year while we're sleeping? Man, that is a fact I most definitely did not need to know. I'm going to say probably not for me, as I am predominantly a nose breather, so my mouth is shut. I've taped my mouth shut for a while to make sure. I don't do it anymore. It's a good way to get to be a predominantly nose breather. Get some medical tape, just a little square. You're not literally taping it shut, you're just putting a piece to remind you. T says, has anyone got success with manifestation? I have had success with manifestation quite a bit, quite extensively. Reaper says, hey to Duncan, hey, this is always bad when we have Burpee Reaper and Duncan Walsh in the same room together. Challenges have been exchanged, challenges have been met. Eric Point says, I think he'll die. I don't know why. Hopefully he's referring to the fly. Eric Point says, it's a myth, Lewis. Let's see. Duncan Walsh says, what's your plan for scheduling in a VO2 max session every so often? It's a good question. As yet, I don't have a VO2 max-ish. Well, I don't have an exact schedule. I've been doing the intervals at least once a week. Not super long ones. I throw them in after. Maybe I'll do a longer one on tomorrow's Thursday. It'll be Saturday. But I try to fit them in. What I've been doing is I set a time, usually like 22 minutes. I get in 2 sets of something, body weight, dips, 3 sets of pull-ups, or some type of overhead press or arm workout. And then with the remaining time, I do my burpees. So I might do a 15-minute, sometimes a 16-minute interval session. Or I'll do straight up burpees, or I'll do Navy SEALs. And then once every 4 days, I do a straight up burpee session. Nothing else added to it. Today I did the Paul from Oregon every minute on the minute. I've really been enjoying that. And that is 5 1 pumps, followed by 1 5 pump, and then you rest however long you have until the top of the minute. Reaper says, the point is it? T says, Jace, no, I was arachnophobic. The cola a bit better with them, but no way. Cope. Morph says, I do not wish to pry tea, so feel free to object, please. Do you have a support system? Or anyone, or really anyone? What do you do at the point you might need help, but don't have a family to call? Jace says, peace out, sleep tight. Hope to see you all soon. Have a good night, Jace. I hope to see you in the morning. Eric Point says, yes, Louis, spiders don't willingly crawl to their death. They know better. That's pretty smart. Duncan says, hi to Bumblebee. He says, I sleep with my nose closed. I'm safe. William says, Yogi, are you instigating a burpee championship title match? Not me. I'm out of my burpee prime. I'm not saying I couldn't get back into another prime, but man, between Tony Hand and well, they got different styles. Duncan and Tony Hand. Both are explosive, but definitely different styles. They both attack the reps like they're going out of style. If you guys watch Still in the Game, Reaper says, respect to Duncan. He threw out a challenge last year and did it the next day. And he did it the next day. Reaper did it the next day. I did mine and he did it. Let's see. T says, Yogi, you know there's a song about the spider that followed a fly. I don't know why. Yep, I do know that. Fly, spider, bird, cat, dog, horse. That, and of course, that's the only logical. That's the only logical order. Any other way just wouldn't make sense. William says, don't forget the log or the bog or the bottom of the sea or frog. Duncan says, funny how you always say I'm explosive. I was never really regarded as particularly explosive. More of a fitter endurance person. But of course, squash is inherently explosive. You certainly demonstrate explosiveness in your burpees, as well as your other stuff. I mean, even your pull-ups, but even your sit-ups, even the bicycle sit-up is explosive. William says, I don't remember it exactly. Been a while since I heard that children's story. Me too. Duncan says, Louis, I need to catch up on your sessions. I hope you're talking to Burpee Reaper when you say, have you ever considered? I think you should put out Eric Lapointe, have you ever considered? I think you truly know you've made it in the burpee community when you get a Duncan Wash, have you ever considered? And I think Eric Lapointe has demonstrated that he's the bedrock of the burpee community. And I really think it's time for him to consider. Unfortunately, though, this have you considered is directed at me once again. Duncan says 4 times 2 minutes 6 count nasal, presumably at a rate of 15 to 16 minutes, 90 seconds between sets. at least 120 burpees. I have not considered that. But of course, now I have to at least consider it. So, yeah, it would be 1 pumps. Officially, Iron Wolf official. The 6 counts got to be, everything's got to be counted out loud. I don't make the rules. That's the Iron Wolf that was drilled into me early into the game. 4 times 2 minute. 15 to 16. 15 might be doable. 90 in between. So we're talking 20 minutes. Maybe more than 20 minutes to get it to even out. Reaper says, where's Leo, damn it? Eric Point says, no, he's talking to you. Yeah, unfortunately, he's talking to me. However, it doesn't mean that Eric the Point can't consider. It doesn't mean that Eric the Point can't consider with me. It doesn't mean that Burpee Reaper can't consider with me. Reaper says, Duncan, you need to work with Leo. You two maniacs would kill it. Eric Point says, at least he didn't say, have you considered eating meat? This is true. This is true. Not yet, at least. That might be the next burpee challenge from Duncan Wash. Eric, have you ever considered eating a cheeseburger? Interval burpees. So you do 16, take a break, eat part of a cheeseburger, 16 more reps, eat a cheeseburger. I mentioned to Mocha that if I was a race director, there's a bike path and a trail and it leads to Whole Foods. And at Whole Foods, you can get a slice of pizza. You can get a slice of vegan pizza if you want. And if I was to have a race, it would be from my house, and you take the trail all the way to Whole Foods. It is about 3 miles or so. Do an extra lap around a lake. It'll make it 5 miles. And you have a slice of pizza. I would buy all the pizza in advance. So you just show up, you have a slice of pizza, and you run back to the house. And then you run out again. And whoever ate the most pizza over the course of a 12-hour period would be the winner of the race. Sydney says hi, and Hardy says hi. Because it's one thing ultra runners really love, most of them, is to eat. So if you combine eating with running, it's the perfect race. All right, guys, I think we're going to close things down. As I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and do a brief live stream to see if I can get things set back up the way they used to be. Eric Point says, this is my race. I get a high five from Mocha if I win. I could suggest that. But remember, when I finished my first 100-mile race, don't know if I mentioned, it was raining that day, freezing rain that day. And I literally ran up a small mountain in the mud to get to the top. The race director went to hand me my buckle. Your first 100, man, getting that buckle is a life-changing experience. And instead of taking the buckle right away, I came up to Mocha and I put my hand up for the victorious 100 mile, 2 weeks after my 50th birthday. after 3 failed attempts, running up a mountain, through the rain, freezing rain, snow. You think I would have gotten one? She just looked at me like, well, yeah, I knew you were going to finish. You don't get a high five for doing what you're supposed to do. So I took my buckle and went and ate pancakes instead. Duncan says, Lewis, how are your injuries now? Nearly 100%. Eric Point says, better next time. Well, you would think, because I did the same thing last year, or the year after. Did not get one. When I ran my first 50, I was dead last. Came in dead last. Very first 50 miler, and it got to be 97 degrees that day, high humidity. It had a 60% drop rate, meaning 60% of the people in the race dropped out. Milka did her first 50K. I did my first 50 miler. Barely survived it. Dehydrated, headache. You'd think that would have earned me a high five. Nope. Reaper says, I feel pretty good, Duncan. I have my days when I'm very sore, where my injuries are. Man, you wouldn't even notice it, Reaper. Reaper says, I feel like I should go to a chiropractor. Might not hurt. Mixed feelings about chiropractors. I've been threatening to go to one for a while, but my back is slowly getting better, so I keep putting it off. Reaper says, I get a deep tissue massage. Man, both of those would be really good for you. Which one should you do first? I'd go with the deep tissue massage first, because that might fix everything right away. Duncan Walsh said, you should think of the statement, have you ever considered its philosophical context? The philosophical context is that Duncan Walsh spends considerable time considering how to put me in considerable discomfort. And honestly, I appreciate it very much. Eric LaPointe says, you weren't dead last. Some people quit. You were the last of the people that didn't quit. That's an awesome way of looking at it, which is first in my book. Thank you for that. And man, there was plenty of times when I saw people quitting, and I thought, man, it would be nice. I've mentioned before, this will be the last thing I mentioned before I shut things down. We talk a lot about willpower. There is something beyond willpower, because even willpower is finite. It ends. And what do you have when you have no more willpower, but you find all of a sudden you're still taking one step, 1 foot in front of the other? And the answer to that, inspiration and curiosity. Inspiration and curiosity trumps willpower every time, because it's infinite. You can be infinitely curious. And that's the way it was with that 50. I kept thinking I could quit, but what happens if I don't? What's going to happen at the next aid station? What if I feel better? What if it rains and everything cools off? What if? What am I going to see next? We were in the middle of the wilderness, all kinds of things to see. What would I miss out if I quit now? And that would inspire me to keep going. So something to consider when you guys are going through something and you think, man, how much more can I take? My willpower is running out. Don't worry about it. Inspiration will take over. And remember, inspiration in spirit. Let's see. Duncan says it's the issue lower back. Reaper says he's anticipating the Next question. I got some tennis balls. All right, guys, let me wrap this up. Like I said, I'm going to do a very, very brief live stream. So if you see me pop up, it's just to figure out what's going on with my phone. And I'm going to edit really quick. Appreciate you guys being here now for this. Sorry you guys had to actually see me in just a fly. I know how horrifying it is to see. How's that for hardcore, for almost breaking the vegan streak? Not only did I almost eat something, I almost ate it when it was alive. So, T says, night all. Good night, T. Duncan, appreciate you being here. I appreciate the have you considered. Truly so, because I do appreciate the thought that you put into these. Eric Lapointe, Burpee Reaper, Leo was here earlier. We had lots of people here earlier. Jacob, William Hart, my friend. We need to talk some more about meditation. A solid, I gave you the very brief, but a solid, I would need just a little bit of information. I would give you your personal primordial sound, and then just commit to it. And watch how things change. Same with the T was asking about manifestation. Deepak Chopra calls it the spontaneous fulfillment of desire. It's beyond manifestation because you don't even have to enter a thought into the system. The universe just conspires to have your needs met. So, all right, guys. With that, and all the people that joined in, thank you guys very much, and I'll see everyone later. Take care.